Hello, welcome to the Lower Leagues podcast. I'm Alan. I'm joined by Max and Dan. Good evening, gents. How are we doing?
Good
Good
evening,
evening.
evening, evening.
All good, mate. You?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Games this weekend. Do we have games this weekend? Dan, we'll start with you.
We did. We were third week on the bounce because obviously we've been playing on 3G. But yeah, back at Van Dijk won 7-0 in our cup replay, the cup game where the player got injured before. So
Oh, yes.
yeah, so we played Silverstone. It was yeah, what we needed, to be honest. We've lost and drawn one in the last 2 weeks in the league, what sort of put a slight dent in the title charge, so to speak. So cup action, it was nice to just get a comfortable win under our belt and yeah, move on. Scored after like 30 seconds, and then it was one of them. I think they knew if they were going to win, they needed to keep us out, and we were 2-0 up in 10 minutes, and it sort of
Yeah.
played out. If I'm honest with you, it was the most boring second half of my life because we just, whether it's true or not, there was like they were going at half time, they were like, keep it under 10. It was only 4 at half time, and they just literally just sat and let us have the ball. And it just, so our guys were just fucking around with it. It's just boring. As a
Yeah.
striker, I was like, it's just shit. But yeah,
Yeah.
scored 3 in the second half, and yeah, we move on. Yeah, nice, easy win.
Happy days. Happy days. Howie, and I know you've been playing on the AstroTurf or 3G for the last couple of weeks. How how was how are the old legs?
Well, I've not deliberately not been training midweek because I was like, I can't, like,
Yeah,
literally Sunday is a write off.
because we
I
train on
cannot
AstroTurf as well,
move.
don't we?
Yeah, and no, it's been hard, to be honest with you. Like now, my legs are fucked.
Mm.
It's although they're good, really good 3Gs. Like it's just I don't know how to explain it because it's different. It's softer, definitely softer than playing on a concrete pitch in the summer, but
Mm.
for some reason it's just worse. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now I've not got an excuse to train, so I've got to get back to training. Although it's the wife's birthday tomorrow, so I've got away with not training tomorrow. But after that, I've got to get back to it.
Max, how did you get on this weekend?
Yeah, we had a bit of a tough one this weekend. We played only in the cup quarterfinals of the Prem Challenge Trophy, I think they call it. But yeah, we had a few that were missing. One of our lads got married, and his brother plays for us as well, so they were both unavailable. I had a couple drop out on the morning as well, which is not like us. So I went down from sort of 15 to 13, and then yeah, it was kind of square pegs, round holes,
Mm.
um, especially at the back. And yeah, it was 2-2 at full time. We went 1-0 up. We started really, really well, and then only got back into it. Full credit to them. They work really hard. They're organised, and yeah, they just stayed in the game at the first 20 minutes. We could have steamrolled them on another day, but we didn't. They dug in and they got back in it and 1-0 at half time, and then they scored a great goal from the edge of the box, stuck in the top corner with about 15 minutes to go. We nicked one back, not pretty much straight after, to be honest, and then from there went to penalties, straight to penalties. Um, yeah, and our keeper saved their first three penalties. We
Nice.
scored all three and won a penalty shootout 3-0. I don't think I've ever won a penalty shootout 3-0. So yeah, into the next round, but it was it was a difficult afternoon. We played at Cottesloe 3G because our pitch is just, well, I'm sure a lot of pitches are too wet at the minute. So yeah, we're over there, and it was job done. But fair play to Olney, they put in a good shift. We've got to play them in the league still twice. I'm sure it'll be two good games, and yeah, fair play to them. But we're into the semi final of that now, so I haven't won a cup, a North Bucks Cup, so I'm trying to get that ticked off the list. And yeah, we go from there, mate. Job done.
And the two that dropped out were they good excuses or were they poor excuses?
One was his knee when he didn't train, and I knew. And for the other one as well, he's been struggling with his groin, but then he's not very well. He wasn't very well.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he's the sort of lad that he ain't not turning up because he's not very well. Like
Mm.
he'd be playing if he could. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think they're both kind of excusable to a degree. They'll still be fined for dropping out on the day of a game, but yeah, I'll let them off this time, but it can't happen again.
Okay. Well, look, we've got a good episode coming up tonight. But firstly, I just want to say we already know this, you guys, but we've hit 50 subscribers on YouTube over the weekend, which is good. Good news for us.
Do we get paid yet?
Not yet. No.
No. Okay. Right.
I think we need a few thousand more than to get
We
started.
get a bronze plaque for 50 subscribers, no?
No,
Yeah.
I think we still need 9,950 subscribers to get paid.
Yeah. Yeah. But thanks to all of those that have subscribed and that are contributing and watching us and listening to us. So thanks to everybody for doing that. It's much appreciated, and we do appreciate it. But let's move on. So we're kind of sort of becoming a sort of a beacon, a podcast beacon for the North Bucks League, because it's what we always seem to talk about, mainly because you guys are part of it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But so we thought that we would do 3 episodes where we would talk about the clubs in the league, what's going on with them, all about them, and we might try and get a guest on next time. But let's start with Div 1 in the North Bucks. So looking at it, there's 12 teams in the league. We'll go from top to bottom or bottom to top?
Bottom to top, shall we?
Bottom to top? Okay.
Yeah.
Bottom to top. So we've got so sitting at the bottom, we've got Silverstone Football Club reserves. What do we know about them?
Yes. Well, that's who we played Saturday.
Yeah.
True.
So they've been around a long time, but they're relatively new in terms of their old reserve team is now their first team in the league above, where now it's slightly different, right? And I was keen as we go through these teams, we try and highlight a couple of people in that team. So I was trying to think to myself, like, we played them, we technically played them 2.5 times this season. So who were the players that, although they are a team clearly struggling right down the bottom, who were half decent? And believe it or not, and although he shipped 12 goals in 2 games against them, I did want to actually highlight their goalkeeper. So the guy who plays in goal for them is Luke Jones, who's actually the club's secretary. And he's actually not a bad keeper. And I genuinely mean that. A lot of it goals are he's just very exposed. If I'm honest, that's where they struggle. But look, at our level, to have a goalkeeper who can kick the ball, firstly, is rare to find. And he can actually get a decent punt on it. And he actually is pretty good with his hands. Well, I've dealt with him a few times. Luke's a really, really good guy, to be fair. And then the other player, well, funny enough, I'm going to sound like a dick here, a defender for them. Not necessarily that I think this player is like amazing, but actually, I've played against it 3 or 4 times now. And when you're playing against teams and they're in teams that struggle, a lot of times they end up just being dicks and they're trying to kick you or whatever. But this lad actually always, like, fair game, firm but fair, doesn't try to be a dick, doesn't try to do anything untoward. A lad called, I didn't know his name, I had to look at our team sheet from Saturday. His name's Luke Lowen. He's their captain. And he's a really, really good lad. And he's won straight away. Can't poach people, obviously, in the summer, Luke.
Yeah.
Just saying, just leave it at that. But no, that was them. I mean, look, Max will vouch for this. Look at him. Max will vouch for this. Their pitch over there now, they've spent loads of money in the summer getting water to their pitch. And it's meant to be really nice now. Our first team went there early in the season. They were like, it's decent. Brand new clubhouse, really nice dressing rooms. They got a load of money spent on the club, I think, not so long ago. It's like a really, really good setup. So definitely, if there was someone looking to play football in and around Silverstone, they've got a really good setup down there. Absolutely.
Oh, decent. And is that you probably don't know, but is that their own money, or have they gone through sort of a grant sort of system?
My understanding is they got a load of money from I want to say Aston Martin, I believe, who basically chucked money at the club because they then use it when they've got Grand Prix, etc., as a bit of a venue to host customers, clients, etc.
Okay.
That's how they, I believe, I might be wrong. Someone from Silverstone may well correct me, but I believe they got a fair chunk of money from them to upgrade everything, because apparently the bar and stuff in there is really nice. when we went.
Lovely.
Yeah, when we went there last time, it was all being done, so I haven't actually seen the end product.
Yeah, mate, it's decent setup now. And obviously they've got all the kids teams right the way through as well, and they're all affiliated as one club. So decent club, just struggling down the bottom. Bless them.
Well, I mean, we said it before, and some of the clubs that are down the bottom, losing games left, right, and centre, you have to sort of give them credit for turning up each week and playing as well. I mean, it's easy to give games away when you haven't got the numbers and that. So,
mate, they had 15 Saturday.
Yeah, that's good. A lot of them as a reserve side, a lot of them young as well.
They had a few youngsters. I mean, I don't know quite who we played Saturday, in as much as I know that they got in a bit of an issue like Marsh Gibbon did. They fielded a load of reserves in a higher cup, and they can only bring down 3 because from the team we played in the last cup game and the league game earlier in the season, I recognise probably 4 of them, all very different. I'm not going to lie, before the game when they're coming out, there's a few of them you're like, I don't know, you just naturally look at someone and see they're like 6'2" and they're not fat. You're like, well, he looks a bit of a player. Luckily, they weren't. they weren't at all. But they had a lot of new faces. So whether it is they just got a low side on just to get that game through. What credit to them, because I'm not going to lie, part of me midweek was going, if they pull out now after we've paid for this pitch, we're not going to play on it. But no, credit to them, they turned up, and always a good bunch. Not dickheads, like just sound lads.
No, fair play. Fair play. So moving on, Rail MK reserves. What do we know about them?
Where to start? Honestly, player-wise, don't really like, because it's hard because they mix and match so much. So you might as well, for the couple of good players they do have, I think you might as well save it for when we talk about the Prem in a few weeks. So their reserves, if I'm honest, they don't play when the first team play because I don't think they ever have enough. I haven't got it in front of me, Alan, but I know they've given away quite a few games, and I'm going to rabbit and hear and talk while I'm trying to look in the background.
You keep talking.
Let's have a. I've got you. Keep talking. I can see
one, 2, 3, 4.
4 games this season. Walkovers,
one of those was us, where on the morning they were like, "Oh, pitch inspection," and then I went, "Oh, don't worry, lads, our pitch is available." And as soon as I said that, they went, "Oh no, we haven't got a team. We'll fold." So, but play out at Great Linford. Again, like Max, I don't know about you. You played there first team. Mm-hmm. Decent enough lads, like never any trouble. Good bunch. Like obviously pay 3 officials every week, even in the reserves when they do play.
I was going to ask, we talked about it before we came on, but I was going to ask, did they play? Because obviously they do it for the first team, but they do it for the reserves as well, do they? That's a lot of money each week that they're paying out for.
What an absolute waste of time, by the way. What a waste of time. Right.
Well, I think in the league where the potentially this low, where they could be struggling for referees, they're taking away two people who could referee a game.
Seemingly not, right? The league obviously aren't struggling because they're putting 3 officials on both of their team's games every week.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they don't. They don't have they give games. But come on, put that on a half decent game where actually it would be useful for a competitively fixture in intermediate or Prem or whatever. I spotted that they put 3 officials on Twyford's game this weekend. Twyford versus whoever it was, Horwood. But why are they doing that?
I have heard a rumour that they are going to put 3 officials on some of the quarterfinals of the cups.
Well, they put them on. They put it on Twyford's quarterfinal this weekend. Just gone.
Yeah, so I've heard that.
Ours was a quarterfinal. We didn't have one.
Something Real MK do, what I think fair play to him, is as and when their games get called off, so their reserves quite a lot, he pays all the officials still.
Wow.
So if you're an official and you're put on,
he's spending the money regardless, isn't he?
Well, you're put onto Real MK reserves, you're thinking, well, I ain't going to even have to do it because they're going to get called off, and I'll get 50 quid. Happy days. But no, credit to them. I mean, look, he's putting a lot of money into it. I think, yeah, why I don't know, but he loves community football. But yeah, as I say, play out Great Linford, like decent setup, like decent.
Yeah, it's good setup over there.
I just think with he's obviously got they're obviously paying for the free officials because they want to sort of maybe introduce a bit of fairness into the games, especially when linesmen are concerned, because obviously each team has to provide their own linesmen normally, but it's still a lot of money to because they are losing games or not even or giving games away, and they're still paying out.
Yeah.
Like Dan said, they're still paying out for the officials. It just like Max said, it seems a bit of a waste, really, where they could be probably spend that money somewhere else to help the club elsewhere.
It is fucking stupid. Right. not from Real MK's perspective. They do what you want. You got the dough to do it, and you want free officials, fine. But in my opinion, the league fucking giving them free officials, their reserves every week in the bottom division. Like, come on, what's the point in that? Like, put them on games that are actually competitive, and there's more on than a game that is going to end up in all likelihood 6, 7, 8, 1 nil. Like, they don't need that line. That liner is not saving them from winning a game or not winning a game. In all likelihood, they win anyway. So I thought fucking ridiculous. But anyway, continue. On to the
move on.
Before we move on, because obviously in their games are quite one-sided with the scores. And do you think the linesmen swap at half time because one's got more having more action than the other?
They didn't. Well, they just stay on the same side, don't they? I think so. They do officiate.
Yeah, so they'll do. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Moving on then. So the next team we've got our Bletchley Scott reserves. Obviously, I think we've all had enough experience with Bletchley Scott over the years, but this is their reserve side. Their first team aren't even in the North Bucks League, but this is their reserve side. Sorry, Matt.
I'd say their first team in the Beds County League.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But what experiences have you guys had with Bletchley Scott reserves?
We have to go to you, Dan. Dan's
got something to say clearly.
Since I've come into the league, we've not played them.
Yeah.
Lucky you don't have to go away. No, look. So players to watch out for, but we signed the one really good player they had in Mitchell. But no, I got funny enough. I messaged Mitchell earlier. I said we're doing this. I was like, tell me some players there who are, good. Like, because they do have a couple of it's taking the piss, but they do have some good players. And he come back to me now. So what I would firstly say is their manager Charlie, even through all the whole poaching saga, like he sound like top lad, like really really nice guy. Probably thinks I'm a prick, but most people do, so that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, he's right then.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a band. But no, like their standout player. This one, their manager, because I've reached out to a couple of managers on this list and was like, tell me who your standout players are. And he's come back with a lad called Pete. I'm going to butcher this last name, so here you go. You can clip this, Alan. Pete Macakansby. Let's go with that. Macakansby. So apparently he's an older lad, striker. And Mitchell said absolute finisher, apparently. So yeah,
mate, I reckon it is.
It's MACANASPIE.
Yeah. Macanaspi, I reckon it is. But anyway,
what's that? You gonna be Italian, like wearing the old Diodoras with a big tongue
probably
on the front?
Scottish, isn't he?
I don't know. I was hoping it's going to be something different. But all right, fair enough. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, with them, it's more of in terms of what they've got at their ground, decent. They've got their own bar, the dressing, but unfortunately, the dressing rooms, and I hope you say it because I think they would admit it, are a fucking disgrace.
They've got no like a porta cabin.
Yeah, like the showers. Even if they worked, you wouldn't walk in the room.
There's no running water, is there?
No running water. There's no lights in the changing room. So if you close the door, it's pitch black. Like I think their dressing room's fine, but the away it's like we've got the cup quarter final away, and I've honestly said like we'll pay to go play at a neutral venue. Like I'm going to play a cup quarter final, and we have to get changed outside. or like it's a bit of a shit show. Like it's been that for years, right?
Yeah.
So it's a bit like, and I get not everyone's got money and all of that. Like I understand that, but fuck me, a bit of a fundraiser, like something like. Most football teams have tradies, give up a bit of time. Like there's stuff you can do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and it
Yeah.
just hasn't
But
happened.
surely again, this sort of thing you can get grants for this kind of thing, though, can't you?
But it depends if they're connected and what level. Is it? You've got to be a certain star grade of club or something.
But yeah.
Charter standard, didn't you? Yeah, depends whatever. But at the same time as well, though, you're all right, Dan. Like, raise a couple of grand and just do the basics. Like, no one's asking for fantastic, wonderful dressing rooms that have got underfloor heating and like non-slip tiles and Sky television in there. Like, all you want is a clean, warm, lit dressing room. That's all you're asking for. Like,
yeah.
And I do think it does get to a point where, like, at some point, like FA or league or whatever it might be, should get to a point where they go, like, this isn't okay. Like, players that are playing football should have the ability to have a shower afterwards or
it's a good question
get changed.
It's a good question to put to the North Bucks League, actually, if there is some sort of standard level.
I think there's meant to be, but I think with the dwindling teams, more and more slides. Like we'll talk about a team in the next one. There's a team in the league above who look again, great club, really nice people, but they don't have showers. They're in a cricket pavilion. Like again, for me, it's look. I want showers as a player. I can excuse it to a degree, but you want facilities where you can go in, you can get changed, it's warm.
Yeah.
Like that you could not a pitch black room. Like we played in pre-season, and credit to the bar staff, they let us get changed in the bar or their function room, and we just went and got changed there because it's like you can't use the dressing room. And like we joked, they messaged our player midweek and was like, I'll see you guys in the quarterfinals, and he was like, is there even dressing rooms yet? And they were like, no. So it's like, really? Like for me, Woburn have been kicked away because of their pitch, aren't they? They're not allowed to play at their proper new ground. Why is it not happening here as well? I suppose is my point.
Well, that's the pitch, though, rather than the facilities, isn't it?
I know, but still, like, well, no.
They moved away from the place with the village hall behind it. Yeah, we played them there
because they didn't have dressing rooms. So hold on, what's the? As I say, we're talking very negatively in terms of Charlie, who I deal with, their manager, really nice guy. Like again, credit to them, they're another team who have struggled week on week, year after year, and they continue to churn it out. I mean, it wasn't too long ago. They were a really, really strong competitive side, but I think as soon as that team went to the Beds League, it's a weird one. I've got the league calling me as we speak. I won't answer that one.
They can't be listening live.
What have I done? I'm just gonna custom a message and just say, just recording a podcast talking about you. But that's Bletchley. That was where I am. So you've never played them, Max?
Not since I've stepped into manage, because I think I actually did go and watch Stukely the first time I went and watched before I took over. They played Bletchley towards the end of the season. It was like an evening game of a week. So I've been there. I know what it's like, but there was some serious challenges flying in that day. But they moved from the Prem into Beds the year I took over. So we've never been drawn against Scots reserves or we wouldn't anyway. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, we haven't played them anyway. So
right, I'm mindful we need to pick up pace, Alan. We've only done 3 clubs and we're like 25 minutes in.
Yeah, I know.
Right, let's pick up pace.
So next up, Marsh Gibbon Development, who a team over the last few years where they've been in and out, folded and stuff like that. So it's good that they're back and they're playing, they're competing, and they seem to be. I haven't checked any of their results really, but they seem to be. There's no one walkover, but and that was against Bletchley Scott.
Yeah.
But look, they're playing, they're competing, and they're doing well. People there, Dan?
A couple. Obviously, firstly, amazing facilities in terms of pitch and ground, brand new or newish, like they've got their own bar, like they've always had their own bar, but a newer bar, newer dressing room, or dressing rooms have had an upgrade. So facilities wise, perfect, right, for what you want, a proper village team. And because it's out of the way, they don't really get any damage or anything like that to the pitch and that. So look, really, really good setup. Player wise, there's a couple in reserves. I played against him for years, like constantly. Amount of kicks and bruises I've had from this lad, but a lad called Ben Craig. He actually went to Carpathians last year. Now he's back there. He's getting on a bit now. He's a bit like me. It's quite a slow race watching me and him run now. But like proper old school non-league centre back. Like I'm going to kick you and then get the ball on the way through. But not like decent enough lad. And I've got a lad who played up front. He's played for the first team a few times, but now he sort of seems to be predominantly in the reserves. A lad called Jake Wright, who does score quite a few, scores the majority of their goals for them. They do have an unbelievable player, and I can't find his name. I don't know what his name is. They've got this little centre mid who shouldn't be playing for them. But clearly, I don't know if he's just in the reserves because his mates are there or what. But we watched him against me and Ollie went to watch them play MK City, and he's just mustard, like brilliant. And it was just a little bit like, why aren't you with the first team? Because you were clearly, I mean, MK City at the top of this division, and he just was taking the piss out of them. But unfortunately, he was doing it on his own. And then as soon as he didn't have a ball, they just off they went. But yeah, like a good bunch, and I'm pleased to see this year they seem to like steady. They've not folded. Didn't they fold 2 years on the bounce or something like that?
Yeah, they folded. They folded last year. I know that. I remember they didn't get that far into the season last year.
No,
before they folded. But I don't know, I remember when we went over there to play their first team, was talking to, is it Alex who runs it?
Yes, Alex. That's it. Yeah, good guy.
And he was like, yeah, we're just struggling. Just can't get the players, but seemingly they've
it's location, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
In the middle of nowhere, isn't it? Yeah.
But it's a great, like Dan said, it's a great setup. Pitch is lovely, change rooms are good. They got a bar. Like, couldn't really ask for any more. I suppose just perhaps the fact that it's not in the middle of 5,000 fields.
And that's it, isn't it? Yeah. Like it's not. You can't. You need something around it to draw you because your players are always coming from extra. Because I don't think there's enough houses in Marsh Gibbon to house a squad, if that makes sense. It's not like a village team where they all live in the village. Like they have to travel from all over. That's their only downfall because it's such a good little setup.
Yeah,
So that was Marsh Gibbon.
Right, Milton Keynes Athletic Reserves. Next, what do we know about them?
Young team. We played them once this season. We got them in a couple of weeks. I think so. They are newly formed this year, and the team what was MK Athletic in the bottom division have now gone into the intermediate. So when we played them, it was pretty much an under-18s team, really. But I don't. This is one team I don't really know any of the players, but some decent young players and like a manager who's a bit like I suppose MK United development. When we come to them, it's a super keen manager with lots of youngsters, and he's just trying to go. And when we played them, it was a little bit. And look, they may go and beat us in a couple of weeks, but when we played them, it's a little bit. They were still playing under 18s football, if that makes sense. And they perhaps need time to bed into the men's game because it was quite, although I think we only won 2-0 on the day, it's because we didn't have a ref. So they refed 45 and we ref 45. But it wasn't a challenge. You could sort of, physically they weren't there and they were trying to constantly play tick-a-tack football on a short pitch and you just picked them off and went round them. But probably a bit like MK Dev and a bit like Silverstone, first thing now is in 2 or 3 years when they get used to it, they've got good enough players that I think they'll become quite good. Yeah.
Right. Only SC Reserves next.
I'm going to go on Max's point earlier here. I don't know if it's only as a club. They are possibly like the most professional run outfit. Like very serious. Like we played the other week and they've got like 25 people there. It feels like they've got physios for their physios. They've got they're doing warm ups like you would expect Arsenal to do the week. But they're all but the way they play as well, very professional run, organised. It's almost like shirts tucked in and socks pulled up only to the knee. Like it's just a proper, almost like a throwback football club. I don't know, but again, their reserves solid. A couple of youngsters and then a couple of old boys in that dev team. Because again, first season I think as a reserve team.
They had a reserve team. They came away from having one, and then they obviously amalgamated into one team last year. They won the intermediate, and I think they brought back because they didn't have reserves last year, did they?
No,
So,
I think they were meant to,
Obviously not
and
bad.
then they folded it last minute or didn't go through with it. But good people. I mean, people always talk about their secretary Rob at the meetings. He turns up with a notepad and pen, and he's very serious. But he plays in goal for their reserves, and mate, he's decent. Good goal. I mean, I don't know how old Rob is. He's got to be older than me. He's got to be in his 40s, but mate, good goalkeeper to be fair. But yeah, like again, they've got clearly 5 or 6 people because I know like their first team manager, they're all super keen. I think they've just got 5 or 6 people, and look, probably you would argue best facilities in the whole of the North Bucks in terms of setup.
decent pitch,
Like
amazing
amazing
lights and everything,
pitch,
don't they?
yeah, floodlights. They clearly don't get the full utilisation of a full clubhouse because you used to have a bar in there when they were a UCL team, and now it's just like a storage room. Because that's the only thing, they don't have anywhere to drink after. We always have to go into the village. But even away changing rooms, massive, really nice. Really? You can actually get all the kit hung out properly without having people on chairs. Showers work, lovely. It is just a proper nice setup. Like you can see, it's almost a surprise that they struggled to have 2 teams at one point because Olney is a village. Again, you think about having a team in an area where lads can go for a beer afterwards. Olney's a decent, lots of pubs, good night out. It should be perfect.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we'll go on to their first team like in a couple of episodes, but they used to be like their first team used to be quite high up. They used to be like UCL.
UCL,
quite a few years ago.
Know quite a few players back then. So I went and trained with them for a little while when I was first looking at trying to step up to a higher level, and like they always used to be like a stalwart in the UCL if they didn't pay players, but they obviously UCL was still free to play, like funded, and it was just we used to get a decent crowd. Used to be the old boys used to go stand along the brick wall at the side of a pitch and make proper decent setup. And again, they used to be a really good team. We used to have some really good players back in the day. Then it's sort of I must have left footballing around them leaving the UCL when they sort of I don't know where they went after that, and then they sort of come as a North Bucks team and off you went sort of thing.
I think this is a different club though, isn't it? Because this is Olney Town Colts.
Yes, I think the old Olney Town,
isn't it? Yeah.
Used to be called the Nurserymen. That was their nickname.
Okay.
Yeah.
But and it used to be a green badge. I want to say a green kit as well. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah.
I do very quickly because I know we need to move on. But from having a chat with their gaffer on Saturday after our game, he was saying this is one of the first seasons in Donkey's years that apparently, as a club, they've allowed people that don't live in Olney to play for the team, play for the club.
Okay.
So that may well have been why they struggled with only having having reserves in the first team because they weren't casting the net any wider than Olney itself.
Olney's not a big village, is it?
Traditional. It's bigger than you think. It is bigger than you think.
But I just thought it was quite interesting. So and obviously it's working because they've come up into our league, and from what we've played pretty much everyone, they are bang up there as one of the better teams in the Prem, the first team.
Yeah.
Right, we're breaking into the top 6 now. MK United men's development.
He's our biggest fan, isn't he?
I think he is, isn't he?
Yeah, top bloke. I mean, when we played against him, I didn't really know him, and then now we've spoke quite a lot on social media. Firstly, like unbelievably keen. I mean, their social media, he pumps out probably 4 or 5 posts a day to try and grow their social media. All young lads. They have been our hardest game this season. Although we've lost games, they are by far our hardest game we've had. We drew 2-2, absolute robbery. And the only reason we drew it is probably very similar to the MK Athletic, probably just a little bit naive. They're a really young team and just perhaps not brilliant footballers. And I think it's one of those, we played them at the wrong time of the season when it was sunny and warm and a firm pitch and they could bop it around and play. And they've got a really nice pitch. They play although they play at Tatano, it was a council pitch, they play up on the top pitch. What I want to say years ago used to be kept for Don's academy or Don's set team.
Yeah, I think it is still a Don's set venue, but I don't know whether they play there or not. I'm not sure.
So, like, really nice setup, and like young lads. He sent me. I said, "Can you send me a couple of players who are good?" He sent me basically the whole squad. Well, I was like, right, okay. And either one of his players, I went, he ain't. I played against him for other teams. He's shit. So don't put him in your fucking thing. And I'm not going to name him because that's unfair. But he asked to come join us in the summer, and then Yeah, he didn't come down. So he's saying his top players there, centre forward called Arthur Prentice, who, if it is who I think it is, he gave our guys a torrid time, to be fair. I'm going to butcher another name here, and I'm so sorry. Tony Mugawa, right winger. Again, I don't remember him, but their whole front three were unbelievable when we played them. And then centre back, if it is one I'm thinking of, is a young lad, Joe Moody. Like their whole team, they're really, really good young players. I would wonder, in our league, they lose random games, and I think it's because every so often they come up against a team who will go, well, we ain't going to let you. Like we had like a bare 11 the day we played them, but like next time round, respectfully, on our bobbly pitch, we ain't going to let them play football. Like it ain't like you're going to try. If you're going to try and bop it round us, we're going to. Because we can't do, we're not going to be able to play that game with you. So, but look, really, really good team. Credit to him. He's super keen. I mean, he posts every day the different certificates he's working his way towards and all of that.
Fair play to him for doing that, because you've got to promote your side, haven't you? At the end of the day, social media is the best way to do it.
Is he quite like slight, really small and like
bald chap? I think he's bald. Actually, I could be doing him misjustice here, but yeah, he's quite small.
Yeah,
he's not
I'm pretty sure he played against us first team game.
Sorry, who did you say? I thought you were about the manager.
No, Joe Moody. Joe Moody.
Yeah, I think he must be, because he said he was looking for centre halves because these two got called up.
Yeah, he's not
played against us.
He's not bald, Joe Moody. Let's not do him with the service. He's not.
Okay.
He's not bald. And then the other one, I think, who's been called up, I think he's called Adamson Bamasaden. He came on against us as well. I think he's been moved into the first team now. He was playing in the devs, but he's moved up into the first team.
But I mean, their whole team, one of their centre halves was about 6 stone wet through, and he looked like you could literally just hold him up with your arm, and you could do that side of it. He wasn't very physical, but mate, what a little player! Technically, fucking brilliant, and it was really annoying. And to be honest, we've sort of changed the way since that game, and we were like, they literally embarrassed me, them two centre halves, because they would just get it out and they'd bop it between them and just make me do shuttles. Then they just pop it around me and go. Like, I'll put my hands up and go, it absolutely embarrassed me for 90 minutes, to be honest with you. Still scored, still drew, got a point. Oh well. But no, like really, really, really good outfit. Couldn't speak highly of them. And yeah, hopefully they continue to develop, and hopefully they take points off MK City.
Sounds like I need to teach you how to lock off half the pitch, Dan, when you're playing up top, mate.
Well, now I have a strike partner. I tell you what, makes it a lot bloody easier, mate. To be fair,
bastard.
Oh, it's lovely, mate. He does all my running. It's fantastic. Yeah. Anyway, we'll move to our club in a bit.
Moving on. Tatano Football Club.
Yeah, new team. Again, like when we only played them once. Drew 2-2 earlier in the season. I think they are an ex-under-18s or under-19s team around that, but play at Tatano as well. Don't really know any of their players, if I'm honest. They had a left-footed centre midfielder, and we played him who was really, really good, but no idea who he was. But yeah, they've sort of had an up and down, although they're quite high now. I don't know if they played quite a lot of games, Alan. It surprises me there.
Yeah, they played 13 games this season.
Nowhere near as much as. Oh, bloody hell. If they win there to... Oh, no. Right. Okay, we're a bit clear. There was me saying they're struggling, and like thinking if they win their games, they go above us. No, we're all right. But no, like, really good. Really, really good team, to be fair. But again, just young, maybe... Yeah, maybe just need some time to get used to playing.
Yeah. I did say, I don't know if it was...
Yeah, we're doing well.
Sorry, Alan, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say that I don't know if it was their manager, but on Facebook they put a post on Facebook over the weekend. They played Real MK reserves over the weekend, won like 4-1 or 5-1 or something. But someone at the club put a post up saying like quite nice things about Real MK.
Yes,
like we have tonight. Just say that how like decent they were and all that sort of stuff. So
that lad who put it,
nice to do.
Kieran, I think he's one of their better players. Kieran Bennett,
right?
Kind of that. He used to play
I think so. Yeah,
he used to play for Woburn, and he's dropped down to play for these. And he's a good player, to be fair, really good player.
Yeah.
So
fair play for their first season. They're fifth. They
Yeah,
played 30.
they're not doing too badly.
Doing
Yeah,
all right,
Mate,
mate.
yeah.
Yeah, fair play to them.
They are a
Well,
handful.
they were struggling around because after Christmas they put some posts out, didn't they, saying they're looking for players and they've sort of, like they're struggling a little bit, but seemingly still going. And
yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
so fair play to them.
Right, next, fourth place, Great Horwood Reserves. We spoke about Great Horwood a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
My bogey team, mate. Just, I'll say that we played them twice, won one, lost one, but yeah, like they seem to be like just a big group of mates. None of them really seem to go up to the first team. I do know a couple of these players here, so for me, their captain, I really like him, top lad. In the off season, I like to clarify before someone chooses me a poaching. I did say to him, mate, we'd love you to come over to us. But his brother plays a lad called Connor Bingham, and his brother plays for him as well. He's a really good young player, centre midfielder. But yeah, they've got some really good players. To be fair, they've got jokingly, they've got a lad who plays for him who's a big guy, and I mean big. He's like 6 foot something, and he's got to be 20 stone. But my God, technically, mustard. Like he's the one when you come on, people are like, oh, here we go. He's the joke.
Yeah, I know who you're on about. Yeah,
he's got a bit about him. He's and like, again, really really nice lad. One player who I think they've got who is really good, but is an arrogant little shit, and it's why he always stays in this division. He's played for various teams, and he always then goes. And if they go up, he always stays in this division. A lad called Mark Reed.
yeah,
He's a brilliant young player.
11 scored.
Pardon?
9. Scored 9 in 11. So
Yeah,
scored 9 goals,
mate, brilliant young player. But he was the one, remember we joked a few episodes ago where he scored early on against us. He's like, I'm having a worldie. And then he just got locked up by a 16-year-old for the rest of the game. And it was just, but he's a really good player, but just know your level where you're at. And there's a reason you're really good because you've stayed at this level. You've never gone on. I want to say he was at MK United for a season or two, Devs.
Really?
And then he was at, and then he started at FC Impact, or No Impact as we used to call them, Alan. They folded, went to MK United, and now he's ended up over at Horwood. So, but yeah, they're a really good team. Like they're always there or thereabouts in the cups. They're always top 4 in the league. Like they're just a good, and again, good facilities over there, like their own ground. Mate, my favourite change room purely just for the size of it, and I love the intimate showers.
Yeah.
I love showers. Just two showers, a little concrete pit. I love it.
Yeah, I always think like they've missed a trick there because like they just doubled the size of that clubhouse. That would be an unbelievable setup. Like, because there's a space there to have had it double the size. I'm sure it's a money thing, but yeah, like everything you want as a football club, that's almost like the perfect setup. It's just a shame that they haven't like just invested in it a little bit more, but proper football club, like they are a proper club.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right, Dan, we're going into the top 3 now. Do you want to say give a few shout outs about your lot, your third in the table?
Great club. Secretary's awesome. Not bad player as well. Stand out in his team. No, so like our reserves this year, predominantly new players this year. Like when I look at the team, I think only one of the back 4 two of the back 4. So new goalkeeper, new centre half, new right back, whole new midfield. I'm the only striker who's dead. 2 wingers new. So like we've had like whole new influx of players. I was trying to think standout. So for me, our goalkeeper Joe. So he's never played 11-a-side football till this year. He's only played 5-a-side. He is fucking brilliant, but can't kick. Because he's never had to. He's always rolled it out.
Yeah, he's going to roll it out. Unbelievable distribution from his hands.
Yeah, but he's just terrible with his feet. So we have to have our centre half, Dave, takes it. He probably deserves a shout out.
No, dear.
Big Dave Walker. But mate, Dave Walker from his own goal can hit the other penalty spot. So it doesn't really. It's almost, even if our keeper could kick, you would still let Dave take it. Because he just launches it. So, but Dave's on 42.
Division 1, isn't it? So North Bucks Division 1, our keeper
can't 100%. Mate, 100%. So yeah, but probably standard, goalkeeper. And then we signed a lad this year called Aston Bicknell. Apparently we played odd game at Woburn, mate. This lad, he's lazy as fuck and never smiles, but he's just a gem to watch. He's a bit, I suppose he's a bit like Ozil, like where he just, he never lose a ball because it just turn people and keep the ball, and it's almost annoying because he's just that good. Like he's the guy. He plays in a deeper role for us now, like CDM, but he's got the ball in his own penalty area and he's just knocking it through people's legs. And I'm stressing, like, just fucking get it forward. And he's just a gem of a player, but he's just a miserable bastard. Like, never smiles. I'm like, why are you not smiling? Why should I smile? I'm like, you miserable. And he's shagging the manager's cousin, so that does help as well. That adds a good level of, that adds a good level of banter to the changing room. But yeah, he's probably. I mean, and then the other one, although he's been ill for a while, Mitchell, who signed from Bletchley. Like,
I saw one of your posts about him coming back from illness.
Yeah, he's been really unwell. Bless him. He's found out he's got loads of intolerances to certain food. He's been really poorly. Bless him. And yeah, Saturday he's been away for like a couple of months. Obviously, we've not played much in those 2 months, but he come back Saturday. He just texted the manager Saturday morning. He was like, "I'm feeling all right. Can I come along and be on the bench?" And like, he's a good character. I mean, turns up just to wind up the manager, pays his fiver in 20p's just to piss him off. Like, top lad. Like, just mixes in the group well, and he's a decent footballer as well. What really helps. So yeah, they're us. So an older team though, Asian, definitely. I think the average age, although we've got one 16-year-old, Zane, I think the rest of us are all pushing 30. So yeah.
You're pushing 40, mate, not 30.
Yeah.
I am the wrong side of 30, yeah.
Right. Top two now. Wing Village Development sitting second, 1 point behind Milton Keynes City, but they've played more games. What do we know about them?
I don't know too much. I've only played against once this season. They've got, I don't think he's Italian, but he looked like a little Italian player. Played us. He was wearing a snood, gloves, and leggings when we played him. This Dan Spence, but he's a decent player, like really good
Italian.
Well, no, but
he would be wearing a bloody snood. Yeah, that sounds like him.
But luckily for us, he went off injured early on. But like, he's a good player. I played against him for various clubs over the years. He's been around for a long time. But again, they're a super young team. Like, not many lads over the age of 21, I bet. But yeah, doing really well, like sticking around, and yeah, they've done a lot better this year.
Yeah, I know Dan Spence. I know him well. He played for me on a Sunday back in the day. He's a good player. He's probably like a bit like Dan, and I know their numbers are similar. They've both scored 13 now. So him at that level is like, he's a good player, and he'll score loads of goals because he's just experienced, knows what he's doing. Got a good left foot. He is a good player, but obviously winger with obviously our sort of like local rivals, if you will. But they're doing really well. Their development team. They've got they've got loads of young players. I think their first team is struggling this year, and there's probably a bit of a gap between their devs and their first. But if they can keep this lot together and just keep bringing them through, I reckon in 2-3 years they'll probably be in quite a good position with their first team. I think they have a link up with Wing Raiders, the junior team, so I think they bring players through that way, which obviously always helps. Yeah, I think they're a good little team. I know there's a lad called Sam Benson who I know he's a good player. He'll be good in a few years. Good tricky little winger. He's dropped down to playing the devs. He wasn't their first team, but wasn't really playing, but he's playing the devs now. He's a good player as well. I imagine they'll go up this year. I think they'll. Whoever it is that goes up with them, I don't know, but I'd say they're.
Well, if we finish first or second, we can't. So if they finish third, for example, they will go up. So yeah. So yeah.
And so moving on, lastly, is Milton Keynes City. This is their first team, is it? Because it doesn't say.
Well, it was their first team. Their first team were in the Prem. They folded the first team, and then they were allowed to stay in Div 1.
Right.
Yeah. Completely against league rules, but that's no. I'm probably being a bit too over the top there. So their first team manager, I want to say, got offered the new Bradwell job, the development job. So he took most of his players over to there with him. But I played against MKC for many years. A lot of them lads in that first team now are lads from last season who played in the Prem. So really, really good team. Probably a bit like us, like an older team. Very direct. They've got a lad, Do-Rag Darren, who he's got a cannon of a throw. He's called Do-Rag Darren. He's generally, his nickname's like Do-Rag Darren. He's a white guy who wears a do-rag.
Is he?
Because of his hairline, basically. Apparently, I've seen one of the lads in our team was like, we've got Do-Rag Darren. I was like, surely that's still taking a piss. They're like, no, genuinely. And when we played him, he wore it in the game. What was just, right, okay, cool. I've never seen anyone wear one in the game. So he was interesting, but no, like the cannon of a throw, so he can get it from the halfway line. He'll get it in the penalty spot. But a player standout one for me, who I really liked in their team, and me and Dave Walker were winding him up on the corner saying he was too pretty to play football. They've got a lad called Zain Hussein. He's like plays in there like holding midfield, mate. And I went from when me and Ollie went to watch in a week. He shaved his hair. I was like, what are you doing? Like he had these beautiful long comb back hair. I was like, mate. Ridiculous. I get hair envy, and I was like, but like really good player. Like keeps it simple, right? He doesn't try and take people on. Literally knocks it sideways, gets it moving. He's really, really good. Other than that, like they've just got a lot of 7 out of 10s, like solid workhorse players. Another lad who plays in the midfield with him, a lad called Miles. He looks really like we've seen a couple of times play. He looks really, really good. He's in a lot of those. He plays in the same Sunday team as that AB30. Do-Rag Darren does as well. That's how we found out about Do-Rag Darren.
Oh, really?
AB30 did a video with him, like, Darren, why do you wear a do-rag? He's like, my hairline, innit? As well, what don't help.
Oh, he's doing impressions now.
I was like, oh, and when we took it off, I was like, that ain't a bad hairline. That's fine. It's better than that. But no, like, really, really good team, mate. Like, solid, don't really, like, they're unbeaten this year. We played them this week, hopefully. I get the impression when their pitch is called off, they generally move to play at Lord Grey or Leon School. I don't think they'll do that this week because they haven't played for 2 weeks. They've been postponed, and they know we've played 3 weeks on the bounce. So for us, it's like the perfect time to go and play them.
Yeah. Are they at home?
Yeah, they're at home. Yeah,
we're supposed to be playing there as well against for Woburn.
Oh, yeah, not Woburn play at Lord Grey. I think it might be Leon then, the one in Bletchley. We went to watch in the other week, so I know they've used that a couple of times. And I was like, would we play there? But for me, if I was them, it's the big game. Like if they beat us Saturday, I think they're pretty much home and hosed because they'll have quite a big lead. So they're going to want to play us when they're full strength and they haven't played for 2 weeks. It's not the right time to play us in there. It doesn't mean they can't beat us because they're a really, really good team, but like for us, it's worked out all right. Like we're like, okay, we've had a couple of games. We're back after Christmas. I think they've played once since Christmas, so it wouldn't be ideal for them. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've not had confirmation yet. Yeah. So, good team.
They're down in that division. That's a different episode for a different day. But
yeah. I think that was quite a good little roundup of Division 1. The way you talked about before we close off, the way you talked, Dan, about quite a few players in quite a few of the teams, like saying how good they were and all that. Are they players that could step up to?
Oh, mate, there's I bet you could make, and I'm going to go out bold with you. I reckon across the teams in the bottom division, you could make up a team that would compete in the Prem. If you were to talk about taking one player from isolated team, like every team's got a couple of, like in our reserve team, I would look at it and go, I mean, I couldn't, but I would say our centre half Dave, right? He's old school, but in terms of physicality, winning the ball, headers, like he could play centre half. As long as he had a good centre back partner with him, he could play in the Prem, easy. Like we've got like Mitchell could play in that team. Our keeper, although he can't keep, in terms of quality, the guy's unbelievable. He could play in the Prem in the team. Like, and again, you go through, like you just said, Max, Dan at wing, he could do a job in the Prem. You easily do it. MK City have got a couple of MK United dev players could easily do it. I'm not saying you'd win the league, but you could make a team who would finish mid-table quite comfortably. because then
I don't know.
you do get.
I don't know about
Is there
comfortable. I reckon from we've kind of touched on it before, but I do think that there's such a not such a jump, but there is a big jump between intermediate and prem. I think to go from playing Div 1 to prem that's a big
yeah. I suppose
I get what you said. There probably is players that are probably taking the piss a little bit by playing in that bottom division when they shouldn't be playing in it, but you know they're playing with their mates or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
You just get. I mean, there's a lot of people, and I can't moan about them because I've been one of them this year. I've gone, you know what? Last year playing in intermediate, I mean, I was second top scorer in that league, but I didn't enjoy it because it was hard. It was a lot harder, and actually now I feel like and it's selfish. You'd rather be a bigger fish in a small pond. That's what it is, and you know that you can, like Saturday, you can manipulate the game and you can have more of an impact. Where there, I could. Look, I think I couldn't do it for 90 minutes, but I could. If you put me in a half decent Prem team, I could do a job for 60 minutes in the Prem. But that would be it. Then I'll be done because I in the bottom division I drop off after about 75 minutes. I am dropping off a cliff because I'm just getting stiff and not moving. But so there's players out there who could do it because there is people. Let's be honest, there's players in the Prem where you would go, you can't do it here. Like,
no,
that's good enough. Yeah. So, there we go.
There we go. Nice little roundup of Division 1 of the North Bucks League. We'll close it off there, shall we? Dan, Max?
Yeah.
Anything? Final words to say?
No, it can just stop raining, please, at some point.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Up the Shanger.
Up the Shanger, yeah. Well, look, thanks to everybody for watching us on YouTube and for subscribing. Please, anyone else that does follow, that is watching us, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And like our new logo.
And we've got some upgrades coming with the logo. But yeah, we'll be back in a couple of weeks or maybe next week when we'll cover the intermediate division of the North Bucks League. See you all soon.